Today we're going to talk about this little ukulele from Flight. It is a Flight TUC-KITTY. Now, in other words, that is a travel ukulele in a concert size with this cat design painted on the top of the body and the headstock. I really like this design. I mean, I like cats, so I was always going to like it really, but I like how it's nice and colourful and that every single cat on here is different. It's like it's got its own little personality. This is currently priced about £55 depending on where you get it. You can shop around and it might be a little bit more or a little bit less. And it comes with a gig bag. Now, this has no padding in it whatsoever. Kind of got like a shiny coating on the inside. It's got a carry handle on the side and then an adjustable strap on the back, just the one strap, but you know, it's quite a robust little ukulele, so I think that would be fine to take it about most places. But if you were doing some serious travelling, or if you're going on an aeroplane, you might want to get an upgrade on the case, get something with a decent amount of padding or a hard case. It also comes with some stickers and a small instructional booklet to get you going if you are a beginner. It is mostly made out of ABS plastic. So the body on the back and sides is just one piece of plastic, and as you can see it's got that arch back there. The neck is joined at the body and it's one piece with the headstock. It's also ABS plastic, and the fretboard and the frets, ABS plastic, you guessed it, as is the saddle and bridge. The bridge is a slotted bridge, so you just tie the strings and slot them in there, pull them up, and then you can put them in the tuners and turn to change your strings. So these are open gear tuners as well with little black buttons, which seem to work fine. I have actually changed the strings on this so they're settling in. It came with Aquila white Nylgut strings, which just weren't for me, so I changed them to Flight's own clear fluorocarbon strings. Now, the reason I changed the strings were the Nylguts are a wider gauge and I didn't really like the feel of them. They also were a bit squeakier when I was finger picking, and they're very loud and bright sounding, and I'm also just used to playing fluorocarbons on my other ukuleles and I like how they feel. Now, I would say on this plastic fretboard you have more resistance on this than you would on a fretboard made out of wood. So I would say the strings maybe feel like a little bit more flimsy, a little bit more slidey perhaps, against the fretboard. Now, they have like texturised the fretboard and the neck to sort of resemble more of a wood feel, and also they say just to give it a more sort of tactile experience. So when you're playing, I would say it's harder to be as expressive on the plastic than it is on a wooden fretboard. Also, I don't know if you can hear, but there is quite a bit of noise coming from the fretboard when you're bending a string. It's not that wooden fretboards don't give any noise like that at all, but I think this is noisier. And yeah, I don't know if these frets, they've like been painted with a sort of silver coating to resemble metal frets. I think the silver paint is wearing slightly, very slightly so far. And I don't really mind if they just end up all black, to be honest, as long as the plastic doesn't end up wearing completely. So there are 17 frets in total, and it joins to the body at the 14th fret. There's no issues with the intonation or the action. The action's like quite nice and low. There is a 0 fret here which helps with both the intonation and the action. And you also get the fret markers at frets 5, 7, 10, 12, and you have dots at 5, 7 and 10 on the side. I don't know why they didn't just put one on the 12th or even the 15th, but you know, I'm finding that I can make my way around the fretboard. I'm not getting lost or anything, so maybe that is enough. And also should have said that the nut is made out of ABS plastic as well, and they say that on their website that it's 36.6 millimeters wide. I would say that the neck profile, if I was being picky, I'd probably want it to be a little bit thinner, but I think it's quite comfortable to play really, and I like this concert scale personally, so it works quite well for me. And the only piece of wood on the instrument is this top piece here, which is made out of laminate linden wood. It does actually come with the strap button as well, which is handy. They said they added this to the newer travel models because some people were saying with the rounded back and it being quite smooth because of the plastic, I guess, people were finding that they were slipping. So now they've got a strap button if you want to put a wee strap on it. Personally, I don't have an issue with it sliding down when I'm playing, but I do like to have the option of putting a strap on, you know, if I want to stand up and play, or if I'm ever going to perform. It's just nice to have that as an option. So I'm just going to insert the sound samples now. I will start with the original string sound samples, that's the Aquila Nylgut strings, and then cut to the Flight Fluorocarbon strings. Also when I'm strumming, I usually use my thumb rather than my fingernails, but I've put in samples of both methods so they can hear the difference in the volume as well. I'm recording with a Rode NT1A condenser microphone, which is going into an Apogee 1 audio interface into GarageBand. sound is quite loud, doesn't have a lot of sustain, which is to be expected given the materials it's made from. The tone is bright and clear. With these strings on, I feel like it gives a little bit more warmth to the tone, but you can make up your own mind about what strings you want to use on it. And the fretboard isn't as enjoyable to play on as a wooden fretboard, but it's still pleasing enough. It is quite easy to play, you know, there's no issues with the setup. I should say as well that this one was given to me as a gift, and it didn't come from like a music store that would do a setup on it, so this is just straight from the factory. Normally I would buy from a music store that actually checks over their instruments, does a setup if, you know, like makes any adjustments if need be. I can't say every single one that comes from the factory will have no issues whatsoever, but I can tell you this one is fine. The other thing I really like about it is that it's cleanable. Is that a word? I think so. So all this plastic, you can wipe all that and not have to worry about damaging the instrument. I think it serves its purpose as a travel ukulele. I wouldn't be afraid to take this about with me because it's really robust. It's also a good starter instrument. I think for the money, about £55, it's a very good ukulele and I would recommend it.